Good evening, everyone. I'm very sure others are going to join as we continue. So, I welcome you all to Terra Skills, and I'm David Adebango, the video producer at Terra Skills. And today we're going to be analyzing some details about the online competition we just had, the online competition we have previously had, and the online competitions we're going to be organizing. So the major reason for this meeting is to discuss with most especially the participants for the current online competition, to get them to understand the competition that they've been into for the past few days now. And because there are going to be more bigger competitions, and we want to try to explain to you guys how and what is behind these competitions and the purpose why we are doing it. So that's exactly why we want you guys to have a full understanding of this competition. So we're going to start the class now, and then we hope that other people are going to join. This is going to be a very short class. It's going to be 30 minutes. So, and at the end of the class, you guys are going to ask the questions. So if there's any questions you have at all about the online competitions we'll be organizing, please try to note it down so that at the end of this class, you'll be privileged to ask it on the chat box. I'm sure you'll be able to use the chat box on Zoom. So you'll be privileged to ask any questions you have at all about the competition. So let's begin now. So first of all, I'm very sure you guys can hear me clearly. So we'll begin this by welcoming you to Terra Skills and appreciating you for having interest in the competition. We appreciate you for joining this competition, especially those that have been committed and passionate about this previous online competition and this current one that we are doing. So it's really a great opportunity to have to connect with passionate Nigerians like you guys, because I think it's something that Nigeria needs, and it's something that we are really looking up to do more, so that we can actually connect ourselves with this kind of mentalities of showing our talent and skills to the world in a very large scale. So before we move on to the main discussions of this competition, let's have a quick short conversation about what Terra Skills is. Let's know who they are and why they believe in this competition. So about Terra Skills is an innovative tech company that specializes in training, skills development, and lifelong learning systems. We have been in operation since 2004 and have successfully trained more than 4,000 professionals. Our mission as a whole is to be a human-centered organization that provides solutions that will empower you to learn, grow, and develop. Now, you know that in reality, it's very easy to learn and grow in anything if you have the money. If you have the money to learn a digital skills now, you can easily just go and pay a big tech company out there and you're going to learn it immediately. So, but that is why it is part of our mission here at Terra Skills to provide a less cost and yet effective standard method of approach towards how you learn and how you develop. So it's not about having we're not really concerned about those people that are just paying big money to learn a very high-tech skills, but we are ready to look at it in a very cost-effective way. So that is actually part of our mission, and our vision is to have a friend in every home. So that is one of the reasons why we love to connect with you all every moment we have that opportunity. So in everything we do, the big picture is the relationship we're having with you guys. And this is exactly why we appreciate everyone that took that bold step to participate in the competitions, because we look forward to building more a relationship with you. So now the online competition episode 2. Well, we did a competition episode 1 and it was very interesting. This one seems to be more interesting and amazing. And to be sincere with you, it was really a great experience we had with you guys, the participants. So we noticed that out of all the participants in this competition, this current competition, we had just very few participants who are really, really passionate and ready to not just only show their skills to the world, but also thrive, but also become successful in that skills which they are showing to the world. And I think this is something Nigeria needs. We need that opportunity, we need that avenue where young people can actually show themselves to the world and get recognition, where people can actually show who they are to the world in a very standard and mentored way, a very disciplined way of showing your skills to the world, that people will be able to benefit from it, people will be able to be impacted from your skills. And I think this is just a stepping stone to that big dream. So now let's move on to the purpose why we are doing this competition. And I think it won't be advisable to discuss the purpose why we are doing this competition if you don't have a clear understanding on what competition really is. So in a very short form, what exactly does it mean to compete? What is competition? Okay, in a very short form, I think competition is a contest between people or group of people for control over resources, and that resources could be something you can see, or it could be abstract. So that is talking about rights, or talking about money, or any other resources at all. So, but competition is people. It involves people, contesting together to get that first position, and that's exactly what this competition is all about. You might have heard people say that life is not a competition. Well, it's true. Even the originator of that quote might be sincere when making that statement. But when it comes to career development, and when it comes to the ideology of being great in life, you cannot achieve these things without competing. Just like in a business now, for an example, you'll be asked, who are your competitors? Yeah, why are you asked who are your competitors if life is not a competition? In business, your competitors it's very important you know who your competitors are. In a business, automatically entering a business, you automatically enter a competitive world. So understanding the competitive aspect of life is exactly what makes us understand how we can actually achieve this dream in a more reasonable scale. So we're going to understand more about this later in the meeting. So but to note down before we move on, competition is not actually for everyone. That's why you notice that when some people joined this competition that we just had, some people were not really participating like others are. Some people are actually more desperate about winning this competition than others. Others just came to show their talent and skills, while others are actually craving to make sure that they win this competition. And I think one of the major difference between these two people is that one of the people that are craving to win this competition are really concerned about being the best in whatever they do, while the other people are maybe just concerned about just showing their skills. And there's a very big difference between them, because when you look at their future, when you look at the kind of mentality that they have in their head, they're looking at using their skills and careers in a way that is going to really change their lives totally. So everybody look at it in a very, very different way. So the purpose of this competition is to boost your skills and understanding of success in life. Now, quickly, let's go through the grading system of this current competition. Though we stated everything in detail on the Telegram platform and the WhatsApp platform. So, but I hope you guys, the thing actually is that most of these participants in this current competition did not get those details because they joined in late. So, but as the meeting is going on, if you guys have any question, you can drop it in the chat, but we're going to attend to it at the end of the class. So now, the grading system of this current competition, and it's very important you guys understand this grading system. Though I wish this meeting came in earlier, but it's very good as it's coming up because of the greater competition that's going to be coming up here at TerraSkills in the future. So the grading system is very simple, and there are reasons for why we are grading people in this manner. Now we're grading them 50% in video and 50% in votes. Now under the video aspect, we're grading you your video based on the instructions that was given. So in this current competition, we're giving 5 major instructions, which were the duration, orientation, quality, skills shown, and message. So I think these words should be self-explanatory, because the duration aspect, you were actually told to record a 45 seconds video of yourself. So if your video is more than 45 seconds, it reduces your mark. If your video is less than 45 seconds, it makes it that simply means that you actually have a total score on that duration aspect. So it should be 45 seconds or less. That was the instructions. So one thing about competitions, or one thing about life basically, is knowing the principles, the rules, and following them, abiding by the rules of life. So that is how you can actually make it here. So in the aspect of orientation, you were also told to make sure that your video was horizontal. Your video was in landscape orientation, but most people actually did their video in portraits. We have to reject about 21 people's video. 21 people's video were actually rejected due to all these rules that they violated. But the rest that still violated some of the rules, but their videos were still accepted, was because I think they obeyed most of the rules. It's just few that was violated. So, but being the best in a competition, you have to obey all the rules, and you can't obey all the rules if you don't know the rules. So in the aspect of quality, you're also told that yes, you're allowed to edit your video, but you must make sure that if you are editing your video, you should produce it in the largest scale, that is in the largest resolution. That simply means your video should be in the highest quality. But most people send their video in a very poor quality, and all these things matters in life, because when people are watching your video, they are more interested in what you do when your video has a high resolution than when your video is having this kind of poor quality. So skills shown, you're also told to show your skills. Most people just came to talk to the camera. They were not actually showing their skills. So it's very, very important when you obey all these instructions. So we are just telling you this so that you can know if when the result is out tomorrow, the result is going to be out tomorrow in the evening. So, and your video and everything is going to be graded based on these rules that you followed. Now, the message you passed out in your video, most people actually passed out a very good message in the video, which we give a kudos to that. And votes is the number of people that voted for you. So, but if you know fully well that you didn't perform well in the video aspect, you can make sure you strive to get high votes. Getting high votes simply means that you'll be having an automatically 50% of that second part. Then you now struggle to get the remaining 50% from the video aspect. So now let's move to the how to win. Now, how do you win in a competition? The first thing you need to note down to how to win in a competition like this, or competition in other competitions in life, is that you need to know you need to be in control and understand the competition first. Just like I stated earlier, those rules, if you actually got into a competition and you really want to win that competition, you need to understand what is required of you in that competition. So those rules are one of the things that are required of you in that competition. So you go through the rules. In fact, if you are really, really desperate about winning any competition, it might not be necessarily because of the reward, but just to prove to yourself that yes, you can actually be the best at something. You should go to the extent of even knowing more about the people hosting the competition. Yes, like I saw some people. So I noticed some people going through the Instagram handle of TerraSkills. Some people went through some of our social media platforms that they want to get to know who are these people hosting the competition, because it has a way of getting you closer to what they stand for, or what they need from you from this competition. So because most people, some people even send their videos without even telling us anything. They just showed us what they were doing. So we are actually after the impact we make to the world. So when we tell you we want you to tell us how you can use your video to impact the world, you should know that okay, this is a company that stands in anything that's to do with impactation. So being in control first, understanding the competition in total. If you understand the competition from A to Z, that simply keeps you in control of the whole competition activity that's going to be taking place. Now, secondly, you need to know who you are competing with, and you need to monitor them. Another important thing about competition, whether in this kind of competition or even in the business world, if you know who you are competing with and you are studying their patterns, you are studying how they operate in the competition, it gives you a better understanding on knowing how to defeat them. That is just the strategy about competitions. So like, just like if you are aiming to be at the top, you should of course know all those people that are currently at the top. It's very, very important. So it's a way of studying those, how they, you might not necessarily know how they do it, but you might just know them. Then you can actually have an idea of what they have achieved, so that you can actually build your experience through theirs. so you can know exactly what you are doing. I don't know if I'm very sure you guys will be understanding all what you're saying. In case you are not, please you can just send it in the chat box, and we're going to respond to that after the whole section. So the last one is work with the time frame. So it's very, very important that whatever plan or strategy you're making, you must make sure that it's within the time frame. You have to be disciplined. Whatever strategy you're using in a competition, you must have specific time of execution on each of those strategy, and you must make sure that you're always as early as possible for whatever you're doing in that competition. So it's very, very important, because we noticed that some people were even sending their videos very, very late, and it really affected them in a way. Now, the next thing is what you gain in a competition. So it's very, very important that you know that whatever competition you're getting yourself involved into, you know what you are going to gain. And it's very important that even as you are in the competition, you're actually gaining something. If you're not gaining something, then that simply means the competition is not for you. So you have to make sure that you are gaining something in a competition. And there are three basic things that we listed out that we think that you should gain in a competition like this, or other competitions out there. First of all is the experience. Now, I'm very sure that you guys should have had more experience or more knowledge about the aspect of marketing. Yes, two the reasons why we actually broke down the grading system of this competition. We broke them down into the video aspects and the vote aspect. That vote aspect is to build your experience with marketing. Most of you only know how to show your skills. You don't know how to market that skills, and you can't actually just feel that you have the talent and skills and expect somebody from nowhere will just wake up and say, oh, I love that these skills you have. The person just felt it in the spirit that you have the skills, and the person felt like coming to meet you. It doesn't work that way. You have to show your skills, and you have to market it. That is how you make it in the world of talent. That's how you make it in this world that we are. You have to, when you have your skills, you have to market it. So that's exactly why we encourage you guys that it's not just showing your skills, but get people to vote for you, get people to support you, get people involved in what you are doing. That is exactly how you strive in whatever talent you have. So that's exactly why that voting aspect was there. And I'm very sure that you guys actually learned a lot or gained a lot of experience in that aspect of the voting. You were able to market yourself well to get people to vote for you. And the second aspect is the video aspect. So it has actually increased it has actually boosted your experience to know that whenever you are showing your skills, you must make sure you do it in the most perfect way you can, perfect way possible. So it's not just, okay, let me say for instance you can draw, and because the only thing you have is a pencil and an eraser, then you just try to do do something perfect. You don't do something, because you can see you will see people out there with only pencil and an eraser, and they are doing something more than what people who have all the grades of pencil can't even do. So this is about using what you have to get more than what you want or you need. And the second aspect of what you can gain in a competition like this is exposure. It exposes your mind to exactly what the world need, what the world is requiring. These aspects will help you both in a competition like this and even in the competitive business world. When you have exposure of what is being in demand, or what is in demand in the world today, what your audience are needing, what those people who you call your fans are in need of. When you have that kind of exposure, you get to know exactly what to do to get their attention into you. So, but everybody is unique. That is, to be sincere with you, we all know that we are all unique. We have a special skills. But if you don't know what other people are doing, what the world currently is doing as a whole, it's going to be difficult for you to bring out your skills and call it unique, because you might bring out something new that is new to you but not new to other people. So, and you can only know what is new to other people if you are aware of what other people knows. So that is what we call exposure. When you expose yourself to what is going on in the world today, it's going to be easy for you to have an idea of what could be new to people. And if you're able to bring out something that is unique to people, of course, you automatically draw their attention, and you draw the attention of people. Now, the last thing is network. This is actually one of the greatest benefits of a competition like this. You have the ability to network with new people. You guys will most likely, or yes, you're going to agree to the fact that in this competition you currently are, especially those people who are very, very passionate, you guys are going to agree to the fact that there are so many people you got involved into this competition that you have not even spoken to, or that you don't even know. So that is the ability of excessive marketing. When you market yourself, you get to network with people who might be interested in what you do, or might know someone who is interested in what you do. It's just like a musician, for instance. Whenever you release a music, first that music has to be good. Then when you're sure and you're confident with the quality of your music, you're going to go to that extreme end of pushing it, telling your friends to push it, telling your friends to tell your friends to push it. So in that way, you get to network with people. People get to see what you're doing even without knowing you. And exactly, the highest vote currently, the highest vote the last time we checked was about 200 and something. And you most likely agree to the fact that guy having the over 200 and something votes doesn't know all those 200 and something people. He doesn't know all of them, but he was able to build his network. And that's exactly what you do with your career. When you have a career, you build network. You build network with people who might patronize you if it's a business, or you build network with people who might be interested to support you in whatever you do. So now the last one of the last important aspects of this of this meeting is the next plan. So we're going to be having big plans about this whole competition of a thing, because it's something we are really passionate. We're really passionate about bringing the best in Nigerians out there. So we are coming up with a very big competition on January, something like this, but way bigger, and it's going to be something different. And all this is centered to the fact that we really want to expose those talented and skillful people, especially those people who have the mindset of being great, those people who have the mindset of being the best. So it's one thing to have skills, and it's another thing to want to build and promote that skills. There are so many people today, they say they can sing, and the only place they sing is in their toilet, is in the bathroom. That is a talent for the home, or that is a talent for the people that living a comfortable life. But when it comes to wanting to go out there, to be at the top, that is when you come to the competitive mindset. You have to know that you should practice all these things that was discussed in the meeting. You should be able to connect with your competitors. You should be able to understand what is going on in the world today, so that you can be able to brainstorm on new things to bring up. You can be able to brainstorm on unique things to bring up in life. Because if you don't know what is going on now, then how can you come up with something unique? So, and you need to expose your network very, very well. It's just like a guy now who is very good in his class. So he is one of the best, he's getting one of the top 3 in his class, and he thinks that he's the best. He thinks that he's unique until he goes out there and sees other people doing something crazier than what he's doing, and he's now noticed that he's actually one of the least. That is exposure. It exposed his mind to a different aspect in life that he never expected. And when you're exposed in life, you get to do more unique things. So that exposure is very, very important. Now, if there's any question, please can you drop it in the chat box? Let's chat now, and of course we're going to be having more times to talk like this. Okay, somebody raise up his hand. Please can you just send your question in the chat box? Please can you send your question in the chat box, because this is not the first live class we're going to be having. We're going to be having consistent live classes, and those consistent live classes you're going to be having, you guys will be allowed to ask your questions by speech. But for now, please can you send your question in the chat box. If you can't see the chat box, if you're using an Android phone, you see it at the bottom right corner of your screen, and if you're using a laptop, you see it at the bottom, the middle side of the bottom of your screen. So please, if you have any question, please send it to the chat box. And this is, so like I said earlier, we're going to be having meetings like this almost every Sunday. So the next Sunday we're coming up with another meeting, but this time around it's going to be more I think it's going to be more planned. We're going to present, we're going to give you guys the avenue to speak. orally, so that if you have any question, we can actually hear from you. But for now, please send your questions if you have any questions in the chat box. And with the current competition that is going on, the result is going to be out this evening. So it's going to be out. It's going to be out tomorrow evening. So the competition is ending this night. So it's really a great opportunity to have people who are really concerned and people who are really passionate about what they do with their talents. So, but in case there's no question, okay, when is the exact deadline? Okay, the exact deadline is today by 11:55 p.m. And yes, it's actually a very good question, because whenever you're making strategies for competition, you should be time conscious. Just like I stated earlier, you should always work within the time frame. You can't say you want to be the best in you want to be one of the top winners in a competition, and you are submitting your video very late. Something could happen. So whenever you're making plans, you should always work within the time frame. So the deadline is going to be 11:55 p.m. West African time. That is today. So in the next let's say less than 6 hours, the competition, the voting is going to end, and we're going to collate the whole result and send it tomorrow by 8 p.m. So, but so many other this competition is actually one of the things that TerraSkills is doing. So I just wish you guys could connect. If you are not on the WhatsApp group, please make sure you join. You can easily join the WhatsApp group through the description to any of our videos on YouTube. So, but make sure you're actually connected, because we are really concerned and passionate about building Nigerians, especially those people who are even passionate about building themselves. So yeah. So I think the last thing is just to make sure you follow us on our social media platforms, in case you're not following us on our social media platforms. And then most importantly, we do respond to anyone that reach out to us, especially on our WhatsApp, on our Telegram, on our email. So someone just sent a question. Secondly, seeing that your organization is basically into tech trainings, does it mean that people who have skills in tech have more chances? Yes, that's a very brilliant question. Yes, seeing that your organization, okay, so our organization is, TerraSkills is into tech trainings, but TerraSkills is not limited to tech trainings. And from your question, you said people who have tech skills have more chances. Exactly. Technology is just a tool we use to operate the purpose why we exist. So if you have tech skills, you have more chances of connecting with TerraSkills. So that is a very good question. So technology is what we use majorly, because the world is going digital, and I'm very sure you guys might have heard this a lot. The world is going digital, and doing things in a digital way is one of the fastest and most effective ways of reaching out to people. So we possibly can reach out to all of you like this if we are doing a physical competition. So that is the reason why something like online like this is very, very effective. So, but if you have a digital skills, you have more chances to connect. So, but if there's any other questions you have about TerraSkills as a whole, or if there's any other thing you wish to pour out, we are always there for you. We are 24 hours always active, but we most times reply to every messages in less than an hour. So you can easily contact us on WhatsApp, or call the number that is showing on the screen, or follow us on any of our socials. And one of our most 3 active channels of contact, of reaching out to us, is the WhatsApp call, the Telegram. You can easily chat us up on Telegram, you get a response, or the email. So we really appreciate you guys for joining the meeting. It's now exactly 30 minutes, and we always keep to time. So we're going to see you guys later, and really appreciate having you guys around. We are going to do more great things together. Like I said, so many online conferences like this are going to be coming up, and we hope to see you all there. So bye. We're ending the meeting now.